Does it feel different going into the Euros this time around? Obviously last time I think in some ways you guys were kind of the underdogs. Nobody was maybe putting so much pressure on you in 2022, but this time defending champions, it's a whole different ball game. Do you feel that as a player?
No, I think that's maybe the view from the outside. Inside we're very much feet on the ground and we want to keep pushing. We know that it's a different team now, it's a different time, it's a completely different tournament. So although the Euros in 2022 was incredible and something that I'll hold with me forever, it's different. We're at a different place as a team. We've got new players, so it should be great. I think every tournament brings something different and everyone will be really, really excited. But no, I think we're very much focused on working hard and doing what we can control.
It's what you dream about as a little girl, and obviously anyone would want to do that. And I think my process is, and speaking to the girls, it's very similar. It's day to day. Ultimately, that's not my decision, and to get bogged down on that, it doesn't help. And I think the way I sort of process it is, how can I be the very best me in terms of we have a big game on Sunday, and if I'm focusing every day on being better, then that's not my decision, and that'll take care of itself. And if I go, I go, and if I don't, I don't. But I just want to keep getting better every single day as a player and as a person.
And it's a really interesting group on paper as well, with some big teams in there. Does that give the team even more motivation as well, the fact that there is going to be some huge games in the group stages this summer?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. As a fan and as a neutral, that's what you want. It's going to make the tournament even more visible, even more watched, and that will help to accelerate the growth of the women's game. And yeah, every team's getting better and better as the investment comes, and I think it's showing with the performances on the pitch. So for sure it's going to be a really exciting summer, and it's every game now is not a given, and yeah, we know we're going to have to be at the top of our game.
And lastly, I know it might not be a home tournament this summer, but how much of the Lionesses support those going out to Switzerland or those watching them back home on the telly or listening to it on talkSPORT? How important is it going to be to feel the support of those Lionesses fans in numbers this summer?
Yeah, it's so important, and it's so powerful for the players, and it makes you realise you're part of something bigger. And also whenever another England team plays, whether it's rugby or cricket, I'm also an England fan as well, so I know what it's like. And yeah, that makes you very proud to pull on the shirt and sort of represent your country in that moment that you're given. And I think we always look as players as well, it's part of the legacy, as like you're adding to the Lionesses' legacy, and it's really, really exciting.
With England, it says the pressure of everyone wants to beat them, and I feel like that you've seen it in the Nations League, you've seen it in friendlies as well, that everyone raises their game to go up against England. So I think it'd be difficult, but I think we've got the talent there to go all the way.
We're here today to do a little bit of a preview on the Women's Rugby World Cup. Obviously, home tournament as well. How are you feeling for that?
Yeah, very, very excited. I feel like it's all that people have been talking about since the last World Cup. We've had a lot of milestones between then and now, major tournaments with the Six Nations and WXV, and obviously our domestic season as well. But yeah, I'm excited. We're in off-season at the moment, and we start our pre-season come June. And I'm just excited to get into it. I don't want the time to pass though, because it's a really special time, and I've got to soak in this opportunity and the journey that we're on right now, because it will pass. But I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Like blink and you miss it and it's over.
Exactly that.
But what do you think it's going to do for kind of the visibility of women's rugby in this country? We saw with the Euros, obviously in 2022, a home win there, what that did to propel women's football forwards. Are you hoping for like a similar result here?
Definitely. I mean, everyone wants the visibility to grow in their sports, and for me it's for women's sports in general. I want it to be accelerated, and that's the opportunity that we've got across the board with the women's sports teams that have got major tournaments. I was massively inspired by the Lionesses and what they were able to do after the Euros, and I do definitely think that we've got a similar opportunity. However, it is a completely different sport, and I think we will probably exceed the imagination what will come from this. But I'm not thinking about that, if I'm honest. It's hard to answer the question because it's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the right now, getting my off time done right, going into pre-season, get my body in the right place, make sure that the team's in the right place, and if that happens, that happens. That's a byproduct, but it is eye-opening when you meet people and they're so inspired by what you do, but it's not something that you think of first off.
You mentioned it's a big summer all round for women's sport. Like, what else are you kind of if you will have any free time, what are you looking forward to watching?
Well, since meeting the girls, I'm definitely keen to watch both the football and the cricket. I've not watched as much cricket in the past. I've watched a lot of football and like going to the women's games as well. And I'm just excited to, be able to flick on the TV and see women playing sport and making that the major thing. Because everyone gets behind a major tournament. It doesn't matter on your gender. It doesn't matter on the sport. People just like being able to flick on the TV, and I gain a lot of inspiration from watching people be passionate about it. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, being passionate about something, because I know the hard work that gets put into it, and I can also relate emotionally and be on the roller coaster with them, even though it's not me playing, because I know what it takes to be in that position. I know the journey or a similar journey what they've been on, and I could become very invested, and I'm looking forward to that.
It's been on everybody's talking lips for so long now, and now we're at the final 100 days before the opening game, and yeah, super excited. I think we can see the growth that the game has had in such a short period of time since the last Rugby World Cup. Obviously, record crowds, incredible viewing figures, engagement, and then we've managed to double that already this year. So the impact that this tournament is going to have, not just here in England but globally, is unimaginable, really. I think there's so much potential on the back of this Rugby World Cup, and I'm so excited. And obviously today, with it being the 100-day mark, everybody's going to be counting down every single day, ready for the 22nd of August when England take on the USA.
And looking ahead to the Euros this summer, how excited are you for that as well?
Yeah, obviously it's the dream of an absolute dream, and hopefully we'll see what happens. But I think for me, I'm just focusing on finishing the season with Chelsea and hopefully getting the final trophy, making it a domestic treble for us. But yeah, obviously it's the dream, and hopefully I'll get there, but just got to keep working hard, keep my feet on the ground, and making Sonia and Serena both happy.
And you guys have put Wales on the map this summer with qualifying for the Euros, like a historic moment. How was that? How was that moment when you knew you'd qualified?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal. Like when it happened, I just sat on the ground because like all the emotions just flooded out of me. I like couldn't stand up. I was like, this is crazy. I think it actually hit us that we'd actually done it. We've been trying for so long and been so close every single time, which made it harder. And going into the game, I think we had this little bit of confidence that we knew we were going to do it. It was our time. And then when it happened, I was like, this is crazy. And the way it happened as well, the two games were crazy, and then the last 10 minutes of the game was, yeah, it was not one for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. So. Yeah, I mean, we're all so excited now for the summer, and we've got a camp in a couple of weeks, Nations League. So we're kind of focusing on that, and then we can really think about the summer. But yeah, I mean, for the country as well, it's massive, and to see the impact it's had on girls in Wales, and yeah, we were on the national news for days after, which is unheard of really in women's football. So yeah, just to see things like that, and Cardiff Castle was lit up for us, and yeah, stuff like that is just so crazy.
Special. Yeah. What's the ambition going in? Obviously, you'd love to win, but kind of how are you taking it game by game? What's the plan?
Yeah, I think game by game always. I think you've got to do that in football. You can't look too far ahead. But yeah, we just obviously want to kind of prove people wrong as well. We're in a tough group, and we knew that would be the case. Every team at the tournament is a good team, so we just want to go in game by game, show what we can do, because we're playing really well at the minute. We've had some good results against bigger nations, and yeah, I think we can upset a lot of people with how we'll do. So yeah, I think we're just really excited.
I think we've got one of the world's best managers in Serena Wiegman in terms of knowing not just in the moment, but what her experience is probably being lent on a lot at the moment in terms of how England are going to prepare for the tournament and already are preparing for the tournament. And I think players coming back into the squad's massive. Lauren Hemp, Alex Greenwood, Georgia Stanway, huge. 3 big players for the England team, and I think it's bit by bit. I think England are starting to put together the jigsaw that they want it to look like, and a little bit like the Champions League, anything can happen. It really can. Anything can happen, but we know that we've got a very, very difficult group, and getting out of that has to be, is the first priority, and then onwards. But yeah, I think we've got one of the best tacticians in the world to guide the team, and I'm sure they'll be ready come the start of July.
What was that feeling like, that moment when you knew you were going to the Euros?
Oh, it was amazing. A feeling that I'll never be able to fully replicate in terms of the way that I speak about it. It was a massive moment for me personally, and being able to have such an impact in scoring the penalty and things after a second ACL injury, to have that
was an unbelievable feeling, and yeah, I'm very proud of that, and as are we all.
Yeah. And how are you feeling going in? What's kind of the ambition?
Really excited. These are once in a lifetime opportunities, and you know, like you say, it's the first time we've accomplished it, and hopefully it won't be the last. I'm pretty sure it won't be. But yeah, we've got a really exciting group that I think loads of people are looking forward to watching. So the games will be really tough, and they're against top nations, but we're going in there with every possibility and every hope that we're going to take something from it.
You obviously beat Ireland to go. We work with Russo Littlejohn. Have you got any message for her?
Oh, really sorry, but not really.